All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most fascinating parts of tennis. We are talking about point construction, that invisible blueprint that the pros use to build a point shot by shot.
So, let me ask you this. When you're watching a pro match, it just looks like chaos, right? A total blur of lightning-fast reflexes. But is that all it is? Is it just reacting and hitting the ball back? Or is there something deeper going on? A real strategy behind the chaos?
Well, here's the secret. The best players in the world, they aren't just reacting. Not at all. They are architects. From the second the ball leaves their racket on the serve, they are building something. They're executing a plan step by step to gain an advantage. It's way more like high-speed chess than a simple game of catch.
So, where does this all start? Well, it begins in what is, without a doubt, the most critical phase of any point, the first 4 shots. This is where the foundation is laid, and honestly, it's where most matches are truly won and lost.
And if you don't believe me, look at this number. This might actually blow your mind. Analysts have crunched the data, and it turns out that almost 70% of all points in pro tennis are over within the first 4 shots. Let that sink in for a second. The vast majority of the game is just a flat-out sprint.
Okay, so what are these first 4 shots we keep talking about? It's a really simple and pretty brutal sequence. Number 1, the serve. Number 2, the return. 3 is the server's next shot, which coaches call the serve plus 1. And 4, you guessed it, is the returner's next shot, the return plus 1. This is the battleground. This is where control is won or lost in an instant.
Now this chart really shows us why it's so important. Look at the server's win percentage. In those super short rallies, 0 to 4 shots, the server has this massive advantage. But look what happens as the point goes on. That advantage just shrinks and shrinks. So the message is crystal clear. If you're serving, you want to end the point, and you want to end it fast.
Hey, don't just take it from me. Craig O'Shaughnessy, one of the top strategy guys for the ATP Tour, he puts it perfectly. The pot of gold at the end of the tennis rainbow. In today's game, this first strike tennis isn't just one piece of the puzzle, it's become the whole game for a lot of players.
But what about that other 30%? You know, the points that turn into those epic rallies we all love? Well, when that happens, the point enters a whole new dimension. It becomes a 3-phase battle, a true high-speed chess match.
So, once you get past that explosive opening, the goal for both players becomes incredibly simple. You are always trying to move from a defensive position to a neutral one, and then finally to an offensive one. You're constantly trying to wrestle control of the point away from your opponent.
And a lot of times, it starts here, on defense. This is just survival mode. You know the look. You're way behind the baseline, scrambling from side to side. Your only job right now is to neutralize their attack. You're not trying to be a hero. You're just trying to hit a decent shot to buy yourself another second to get back into position.
If you do survive, you get back here, to neutral. This is that classic rally we all know, right? Both players are at the baseline, trading heavy ground strokes, probably cross-court. Nobody has a real advantage yet. It's all about being patient, probing, and just waiting for that one slightly shorter ball that gives you a chance to step in and take charge.
And this is the payoff. This is what you've been working for. Offense. You finally got that short ball, and now you're in the driver's seat. You're the one calling the shots, moving your opponent around, and you are actively looking for the knockout punch. You've gone from just trying to survive to getting ready to win.
Okay, so you did all the hard work. You finally got your opponent on the ropes. You're on offense. So how do you finish it? How do you actually create that checkmate without blowing it with a silly error? Let's get into the patterns.
The pros pretty much have a playbook for this. They're looking for a few specific things. They might hit into the wide open court they just created, or they'll set themselves up to attack a short ball. A big one is engineering the point so they can use their biggest weapon, like a massive forehand. And of course, there's moving forward to the net to finish with a volley.
But here's the thing. Finishing a point isn't about hitting crazy shots right on the line. The pros use a concept called aggressive margin. And this is kind of the secret sauce. It means you're aiming at a big, safe target, but you're hitting the ball with so much pace and spin that it's still an incredibly aggressive shot. It's all about controlled aggression.
And that leads us to maybe the most important takeaway of all. The real goal of building a point isn't always to hit some spectacular highlight reel winner. Most of the time, the goal is just to apply so much pressure that your opponent either makes a mistake or they give you such an easy ball, a total sitter, that there's just no way you can miss.
So let's bring this all home. We've looked at the sprint of the first 4 shots and the chess match of the 3-phase rally. It all comes together to form a blueprint that can totally change how you see the game, shifting your mindset from just reacting to what's happening to actually dictating it. It really all boils down to these 2 mindsets. The reactive player is just thinking, okay, just get it back in, get it over the net. But the proactive player, their mind is racing. They're thinking, okay, this serve out wide is going to set up my forehand. This next shot is to open up the court for the shot after that. It is a completely different world.
At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Understanding point construction is the difference between just stepping up to the line and hoping you win the point and having a clear, actionable plan for how you're going to win it. It's literally the architecture of victory.
So the next time you watch a match, or maybe even the next time you play, try not to just see the ball going back and forth. Look for the structure. Look for the plan. You've got the blueprint now. The only question is, what are you going to build with it?